Hello, everybody, and welcome back to week 2 of the BIPL. We are currently covering round 3, Division 1. And to tee this matchup, we have bozbez, Leo, Acrose, and MattT. We've just seen Acrose win with a perfect record, 15 points. bozbez has just done the same in his match. Leo driving well as well, second place, beating out Wizzy and losing to Divino. And then we have MattT, who I don't think we're going to be talking about too much in this match, unfortunately. Many apologies to Matt, but yeah, we have kind of 3 main protagonists. How do you see this one panning out, Tween?
Yeah, so as you said, this is an incredibly stacked match, and yeah, I'm going to be honest and say that I'll be maybe slightly biased towards Leo, as he is the guy who I've met several times in real life, and we're good friends. So yeah, I'm going to be a bit biased and say that he is going to be pushing for the first place and challenging bozbez maybe, and yeah, those are my dark horse predictions for this match, and yeah, but obviously we've seen Acrose just like dominate the match before, so it's going to be very interesting.
What do you think, Doc? Do you think that Acrose can challenge Boz, or do you think Boz is still going to be pretty untouchable here?
I don't know. I can't call it. I think I'm just looking at what Boz's times are on Drowsy. So he's got a 1027 on Drowsy, which I think is roughly the same as Acrose. It's just whether or not they can do that consistently. And I haven't actually watched any of Boz playing this season, but just based on how
neither.
Acrose played in the last game, I'd like to see him challenge it. I still think Boz is going to take it. The guy's a machine. But I think it's going to be a lot closer than people expect it to be, and a lot closer than it was in the previous seasons. I think the challenge, sort of the fights in this game are going to be Boz and Acrose at the top, and then I'd like to see Leo challenging that second place, but I think he's possibly going to end up in a bit of no man's land in third. I think MattT, unfortunately, is going to drop off in terms of points relatively early on. No disrespect to him, obviously, it's just a very tough game, and I think Boz and Acrose are going to take all of the first and second places. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see a 20-point gap down to Leo and then a 20-point gap down to MattT. But yeah, we will see. We will see.
I mean, talking about Leo specifically, sorry, Tween, go on.
I'm very interested to see Leo play the map Gone, as he was able to get the fastest lap in the last match that we haven't seen that happened during the match we were watching. And yeah, I mean, he was able to put in a sub 101, and that is very impressive in a match. And I think, like, based on his PB there and this fastest lap that he was able to squeeze in, I mean, he's going to push hard on that map.
Yeah, I did want to talk about Leo as well, because I mean, beating Wizzy is quite big, but I feel like given that we saw Wizzy losing out to Josh last week and not looking his best, that he just hasn't been able to find his form yet. Like, we would definitely expect him to be beating Divino and Leo. So I don't know if that result is more a case of Wizzy having a particularly bad week rather than Leo maybe having an excellent week, but that will remain to be seen. I fully expect to be proven wrong, as I am most of the time. I'm just very interested to see whether Acrose can challenge Boz here, because Acrose is looking about as good as I've ever seen him play in any competition, like in that previous round. Boz, haven't seen him play all season, did lose a fastest lap point, but ultimately has never actually come second in all 3 seasons of BIPL so far, has always finished the match first. And it would be quite the story for the streak to be broken.
Yeah, and I believe we will shortly be seeing whether that streak will be broken. They are just entering their last warm-up, before we get into the game. Yeah, I mean, I have not been paying attention to what times they've been driving in warm-ups. I believe Boz is
It's
around
been very
about a
close.
102. Sorry, a 103 flat, same as Acrose possibly. Yeah, I think we're going to be in for a good one. I mean, I'd love to see an upset. I love a good underdog. So, as much as I do like Boz, yeah, how do you think it's going to end then, Tween? Do you think Boz again?
Unfortunately for my biased opinion, I think that Boz is going to like, it's really up to him if he can dominate the match the way we've seen Acrose dominate the last one. But yeah, I think he's the clear favorite here, and yeah, I'm going to go with Leo second, Acrose third, and Matt fourth.
Ooh, interesting. Okay. Oh, I would love to see Leo pick up second place, sporting the Boomers skin as well. Nice. As we go into the first round on Drowsy, the Jorday and the Fisto map. I would love to
First
see
round.
MattT pick up some points here as well. I mean, everyone's writing him off, but I would love to see him cause a bit of an upset here. But immediately you see him slightly off the pace here. Bosley on Acrose near to the top. MattT falls behind by around about 0.2. Boz with an early lead here, but Acrose and Leo not too far behind. I think this could be a recurring theme throughout this game.
Yeah, I feel like you're right. This round could definitely kind of set the precedent and set the tone. I mean, Acrose is driving a phenomenal round, and so is Leo. But yeah, Boz is just always that little bit ahead, just a cut above the rest, as we
Leo's
see Leo and
inside,
Boz
and
going
Acrose
for the
hasn't.
inside line. But Leo, bit of a dodgy exit, a bit of a wonky one, although does have a little bit more exit speed, and is going to have to work his way through, thread the needle, does so. And yeah, I mean, the finishing order that we have is kind of what we predicted for the match. I mean, apart from Tween, obviously, wants Leo to get in that second place. But yeah, Boz out the front, as we'd expect him to. Acro's not far behind.
Boz
we'll
has
see if he can
just set an
challenge.
unbelievable time.
Has he? What was Boz's time?
A 102.74.
That's
Is
like
very.
a
I think that's
10th
around
of world
about
record?
point. Yeah.
Yeah,
That is
okay.
for a first round as well. that is the tone set.
Yeah.
I think Acro's picking up a 0.9.
Which was good enough for fastest lap of the previous match, if you think
Yeah.
about it, and we were talking about how good that time was.
Yeah, and then Boz just stamps his makes an impression on this game straight away.
Yeah.
And you see MattT has dropped off the pace again, half a second down. Leo still challenging here. Slightly more speed in that drift, as we would expect from a tech boomer. Doesn't allow Acrose to pull away. Is he going to go for the inside line again? All three of them do. Both Leo and Acrose have to brake. Leo gets the wonkiest line I've seen through there. And it's going to be a 1-1-2 again. Who has more speed out of Acrose and Boz?
Boz.
It's Boz.
102.7 again. And a 102.9 from Acrose again. Another PB in the match. But it's still not enough.
No.
It's ridiculous. Honestly, every single tournament, we kind of hype up, or Epos or Acrose or Wizzy, thinking like, they've had a really good match here, actually dominated. Acrose had, 60 points left at the end of the previous round? And still bozbez makes him look second best and makes it look easy.
This is going to be the year that someone takes bozbez, and then bozbez actually starts playing, and then we all shut up again.
I mean, Epos beat him in BIPC.
Yes.
I feel like kind of we hold Epos in about as high regard as we do bozbez now.
And Epos beat Boz in Beacon, but we don't talk about it in Beacon because of the incident. But yes, overall, Epos did beat Boz in Beacon. I believe it was only... Well, he won in the last round, but Epos also picking up more fastest lap points throughout that as well. But yeah, Boz definitely the strongest one in this current tournament, as unfortunately we have no Epos this time around. He actually won fast point instead. Oh, and Leo up here is challenging Acrose for second place, but again the wonky line out of the inside line.
The speed though.
Leo does have more speed.
Has
Can he go
the
lower?
Speed.
Oh,
Oh, not quite. I think every single round has finished exactly the same. 102.6 from Boz.
Jesus.
Jesus, slow
He
down,
really wants
man.
that
Give him
point.
a chance. God.
You know, Leo setting 103 flats is very respectable, and he's just being made to look like he's in Div 2 here.
Yeah, like. So 3 rounds in a row, and we've had a finishing order of Boz, Acrose, Leo, Matt. That doesn't seem to be changing anytime soon, to be honest. I mean,
No,
maybe
no,
with
no.
the next map, might find Boz's kryptonite. This map seems to be
Oh, Boz has
favouring
touched the
him.
outside.
Never mind, Boz
It's
dead.
happened.
Mistake from bozbez. There it is.
Who's going to pick up
I
second
manifested it into existence.
now? I mean, he could still conceivably catch MattT at the back. He's only 0.15 away from him. Acrose takes the lead now with I think about half a tenth down to Leo, although Leo is catching up. It's going to come down to this inside line. Leo touches the wall.
Surely
I think
Boz
that might
doesn't
drop him
win
down
this.
to last.
Surely not.
Ball's up to second. Acro's not with great speed, but he should take this home easily. And Leo will be disappointed not to capitalise on that. And Matt will just be glad that he doesn't get another -10.
Well, Boz dropping his first points of the match in the final round, and it was only 4, did have quite a big crash, but was able to make up time. So we've got some pretty even gaps right now, I would say. Boz on 96,
3...
Acrose on 84, 88, sorry.
8.
Oh, and then, yeah, you've got Leo
on
and
a
Matt
nice number, and then Matt on
69 and 63, yes.
Yeah, I mean, three processions with everyone finishing in their expected positions, and then one wild card where Boz must have accidentally turned off the Taz program and hit the wall on the dirt. As we see on his warm-up, he's having a bit of trouble with gears on Creel. We'll keep an eye on whether we see that in games. But yeah, Boz again looking very, very dominant throughout this. Yeah, and it'll be... I mean, it even looks like Acrose is pulling away from Leo as well.
Yeah,
which
definitely
I thought
agree.
was going to be one of the main battles as well. But yeah, he only finds himself 6 points ahead of MattT after picking up 3 third places and then a last place. So yeah, it's all to play for as we go into Creel. Another tough map. I think it's gonna be interesting to see how, if there are any changes to positions when we get round to Gone, the spec map. As I feel that is less traditional, possibly doesn't benefit Boz quite as much. Possibly? Question mark. We'll see if maybe MattT has grinded that one a bit more and can pick up some not 4th places as we go into the first round here on Creel.
Yeah, I think this was Acrose's strongest map in the round that we saw him play just half an hour or so ago. So I think if he's got any chance of beating Boz, it should be here. I believe his fastest time was a 56.5. I don't know if I'm getting the second right, but it was definitely a 0.5. Boz, though, into an early lead. MattT a bit wobbly on the
Boz has
penalty
to
stand. Might
release
allow
quite a
Leo an
lot,
opportunity to come back through. Yeah, that was a big release from Boz, actually. Acrose back into the lead, but it's only a slim one as we head into the second half of the map here.
Boz full risks that grass. Jesus. So close to clipping the outside there. Boz going outside line, but doesn't full risk it. Acrose goes inside, and it doesn't look like he gets it amazingly, but he might get the win here still. He does, 6 thousandths in it, and the first win for Acrose. Actually, no, the last round was the first win for Acrose.
Yep.
Second win
2
for
rounds in a row.
2 rounds in a row. Can he start stringing them together here? He's only 4 points behind Boz here.
Yeah, that was a 56.7 from Acrose there. So still 2/10 in the bag, technically, from what he drove in round 2. See if he is able to improve on that. I mean, Boz looked pretty maxed out there, although there was a slight release on a drift, so potentially Boz also has another 2/10 in hand as well. Yeah.
So we see Leo unfortunately drops back, and MattT has clipped something, and then where's he gone?
He's gone. He's just
Oh,
gone.
he's respawning. He's written off. So Leo's going to pick up third place here, a minimum. Unless there's any mistakes up ahead, but Boz again finds himself 0.2 ahead of Acrose. Maybe that is the 0.2 that he needs to get himself down to a 0.5. Leo chasing down Acrose as well. Oh god, I'm lagging a lot. Oh.
There's the
Boz picking
0.4.
up a 0.4.
There's that then.
That
Half a
is
tenth off
not
world record is what I'm being told. Yep. So
MattT
Boz can
can't
drive
finish.
pretty quickly as
No.
well. Oh, -12. The first -12 of the match.
Oh.
MattT laughing at himself in chat there. That's painful.
Oh no, and he finds himself unfortunately dropping further behind Leo with that -10. 12, I mean, sorry. That is unfortunate. But yeah, as expected, we've got a 30-point gap down from Acrose to Leo, and then another 8 or 10, whatever that is. Oh, has Boz hit something? Boz finds himself half a second behind. Leo is in the lead. Okay.
Yep.
Alarm bells
Boz and
ringing here.
Boz and Acrose both with touches there through the reactor section. Leo in the lead,
Same
but
with MattT as well. Can Leo keep it
can Boz
together?
close up? Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Boz like
Oh, Leo hits the
risking
pole.
everywhere. Leo with a touch. Even Acrose might be able to get back into this now, and it might be the finishing order that we've been used to seeing. Leo going full inside, Boz full outside, more speed from Boz. It's not going to be the best time. With a 57.1, that is 7/10 slower than what he drove in the previous round. But yes, with all three players making mistakes, Boz, the fastest of those three, does win this round. 7 rounds gone so far, and Boz losing only 8 points. Acrose down to 77. And he's going to need to start winning more rounds sooner rather than later. Otherwise, by the time he gets to just the two of them, which it looks like that will be the case, I feel like it will be far too much to overcome.
Yeah, I mean, that could all too quickly slip away from Acrose there. Boz has touched the wall on the downhill dirt. I mean, if there's a place you're going to hit the wall, that's the place to do it. Well, not there, Matt, obviously. Just on the dirt, not the reactor. And yeah, we find Acrose. Oh, Boz has hit the inside of the reset block as well.
Yeah, here comes MattT. This could be a big -10.
MattT
MattT needs to
cannot
keep it
stop
together.
hitting
Never
the
mind.
walls.
Crash from
Acrose
Acrose.
I can't switch players quickly enough to see who keeps crashing, and Leo finds himself in first with a 0.4-ish gap down to Acrose. And Boz another 0.8 down behind that, so Leo should easily take home the win here.
Yep,
with a
57 for Boz there though. That's almost exactly as many points as he's lost in the whole match gone in one round. And that puts him within 12 points of Acrose, so that is going to be good news for Acrose and Leo as well with his first round win of the match as well. I feel like that second place fight that we were maybe talking about with Acrose is beyond the realm of conceivability now, but yeah, it seems like he will probably get third over MattT, who has definitely looked to be the weakest player so far.
Yeah, MattT, unfortunate, just couldn't stop bonking on that on the Kerberos map, which is unfortunate. We'll see if he does any better on this spec map that we're about to go into, because that is a slightly easier one. To be honest, I'm not sure what MattT's map preferences usually are. I think this is possibly the first time I've seen him play. But yeah, it's an interesting map that perhaps isn't a more traditional comp style. But then again, Boz and Acrose seem to be suited to absolutely every style of maps, so I would expect to see Boz winning everything anyway, to be honest. As Leo appears to have some stuttering issues.
Yeah, they were talking about that earlier. That was you missed that, by the way. We're on cameras, but in warm-up, Acrose driving a 1 minute 0.9. and Boz driving a 1 minute 0.9, separated
well,
by
yeah.
15 thousandths at the line. So if that sets the precedent for what is to come over the next 4 rounds, then I am very much looking forward to it.
Yeah, 0.9s all round would be nice every round. Get some nice close games in. We haven't had any that have been all 4 of them too close. I feel like there's always been someone who's dropped off. And usually it's been either Matt or Leo, unfortunately. But Matt off to a good start here, takes an early lead. But as you go into the first drift here, still keeps that early lead. Fair enough. Through the wibbly wobbly grass. And Boz finds himself bringing up the rear, but only 0.1 between everyone here. It's very close. Leo manages to eke out a 0.1 lead, but we go into the dirt uphill. Who's going to push it the most? It's Boz, and here he comes back up into first.
Acrose taking a slightly different line on the drift and should come back with more speed here. Goes a bit tighter over the wood, and Boz and Acrose, insane lines. Leo, though, hasn't made too much of a mistake. He's only 0.1 behind, and a 3rd place is good enough for his battle against MattT, who is currently half a second off the lead. See if everyone makes it through the finish. bozbez taking a very low line, makes it through 101 flat. Same from Acrose as well. They drove 0.9s in the warm-up, so there's definitely still more in the tank for both players. But an excellent round there, separated only by 45 thousandths of a second. Could not be closer at the top, but ultimately is Acrose still bleeding points. bozbez has won probably more than 50% of the rounds so far, I would say.
I think so, yeah.
If not much higher.
If not
more like 70% to be fair.
Yeah, it's been pretty dominant from him so far. Although it looks like on this map, him and Acrose have similar pace. He clips the inside of that drift. We changed that specifically for him so he wouldn't clip it, and then he still clips it. He finds himself around 0.6 down. But yeah, it looks like they both have similar pace, around about the 109 range within rounds. So we will see whether they can replicate that, and we'll get a good fight going, as Acrose is fairly comfortably in the lead here, about 0.14 ahead.
Yeah, Acrose
nice
driving a good round again. Leo just behind MattT, very close. I think he might have even got a pixel clip, and it's going to promote Boz up to 3rd. Acrose very close to the wall, but trying to go for this fastest lap point. It's a 1 minute 0.9. That is the fastest lap. MattT misses the safe fin and comes home in last place, down to single digits, 4 points remaining for MattT. Leo on a comfortable 37. So I think Leo is definitely set for a 3rd place here. And honestly, with the way that Boz and Acrose are driving, I don't really think that he could have done much better than that. Hasn't made too many mistakes, but has just consistently finished in 3rd. So yeah, you have to say he would be deserving of that 3rd place.
Yeah, it's Boz flies out on that
Boz.
Yeah, it's been tough, and Leo gets a little bit of airtime through the grass, which allows Acrose to take 1st and MattT in 2nd here. Although Leo, tech diffing all these youngsters, jumps straight back up into 2nd, showing these young whippersnappers how it's done on road.
Well, he's got a 2.5 tenth gap to Acrose, who goes a little bit wide there. I don't know if that was an intentional line or just a bit of a wobble. As MattT trying to catch up to Leo, tighter inside line, but a bit wider on the exit, and the gap remaining about the same outside dirt. Acrose big touch, MattT with a big touch as well. Leo has a golden opportunity here, does make it. MattT misses the safe. Does Acrose miss the safe? No, he doesn't.
No.
Yes, MattT did miss the safe finish. bozbez.
Yes.
MattT with the DNF. Down to last chance.
I suppose
last
he was
chance anyway. Like, doesn't matter. Yeah. But yeah, Boz with 2 shaky rounds in a row, really not looking great on this map compared to the other 2, and he's now only within 6 points of Acrose.
Yeah, things could start getting interesting now.
I think he's failed this uphill drift twice, I want to say, Boz.
Yeah, once going too close, clipping the inside where that pole is, and then once not drifting enough or getting an interesting angle and flying out over the top of it. But we see him looking relatively comfortable this time around. challenging Acrose up in first position. Around about half a tenth between them, although he gets a decent dirt there and a decent drift as well, and it's all to play for at the top. Leo around about 0.2 behind them, just sitting comfortably in third place. Has he just hit the wall? Is that what that noise is?
No. It's just very, very, very close.
All right. Boz gets more on the outside dirt. He's going to get a lot more speed, and he's going to take this one home. Yes.
Not fastest lap though. Acrose, I believe, still has that point with a point 1 minute .955. Yeah.
Sorry, 102. What am I saying? That's the wrong second. Yeah, 109.
So yeah, Acrose does actually secure that point.
Okay. Oh,
that is locked
and
in. Yeah.
Locked in as we do go back onto the second rotation here. So yeah, Boz being denied the perfect score there by Acrose. And we'll see whether he can try and challenge for even more points. Finds himself only 10 points behind Boz on 71 currently.
Yeah, we did miss that there, but MattT got eliminated in that round. Yeah, so it did feel like inevitability. I mean, obviously no disrespect to Matt, but this is an incredibly stacked matchup. Boz and Acrose are going to finish first and second, and Leo as well having a great week so far, picking up second place in his first round and on course for third place here, barring a complete capitulation from either Boz or Acrose. Boz had a great round on this map last time and just had the edge over Acrose. So I would expect to see more of the same. Boz's advantage was maybe about like 2/10, I want to say.
Yeah.
So yeah, Leo might even drop out on this round, to be fair, with 3 third places in a row. 4 third places in a row, that would see him out.
Well,
right?
I can't remember what the
minus 10.
I can't remember what the points are. No, because someone's
Is it minus
eliminated.
10 now?
Is it still?
Oh
minus
no,
10?
it's minus 8 then.
Minus
Sorry.
8. Yeah. So
yeah.
9. Okay, so minus 9. So he could still he could find himself a last chance. Couldn't find himself. Yeah. As we go back into the first round here on the second rotation of Drowsy. So yeah, I think Acrose will be just trying to survive back to the spec map. It looks like Boz has an advantage over Acrose on both of the two, as I say, more traditional comp style maps, and then on the spec map, which is a little more funky. They both have similar pace, and Acrose appears to have slightly more consistency on it. But as we carry on in this round, all neck and neck. Boz much faster through the dirt there, wiggling like a madman, but Acrose with some really great exit speed from it. Boz goes wide on the drift and nearly clips there. It's going to carry a lot of speed as we go into the grass section. Who's going inside? Everyone but Acrose.
Leo going inside. Leo seems to have cleaned that up as well. Acrose going wide, but will have more exit speed. Is he going to be able to catch Leo? I don't think so. It's pretty even. Leo just needs to make the finish and does so. 102.8 from Boz. That is an insane time. Did he drive? Was it 0.7 first round, or is that fastest time we've seen? I can't remember.
He did a 6.9 on the first rotation. Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah. That's. I was like, yeah. Is it 0.7? That feels too fast. That was 0.6. Yeah.
Yeah. It was even faster than you thought it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's classic Boz.
That's just bozbez for you.
Yeah, and he opens up the difference between himself and Acrose up to 17 points now. And it looks like that could just keep on increasing across these next two maps. Although I say that, he hits the dirt outside and finds himself dropping around about 0.4 behind. Acrose just needs to capitalise here with a couple more victories. Although first place does still lose you points now that someone has been eliminated, so it will be harder for him to close that gap. And Boz is chasing down Leo here. Only 0.1 between them now. Is Leo going to risk it and go inside? Yes, he does. Acrose doesn't. Don't tell me Boz is going to win this because Acrose didn't risk.
No, I don't think so. It seems too much of a gap. 0.3, 0.4. They don't have the speed either. Yep, small clip from Leo, but Acrose gaining points on Boz. Another 4 bled it does feel like an uphill battle now because obviously you're still losing points for first place, and the most you can gain on your opponent is 4. Boz there managing to salvage second place. So 13 points. Leo slowly bleeding points away. 15 left in the
Acrose
tank.
has clipped the inside.
That must have
Right
been
on the
a
first
pixel
corner.
clip, surely. It's barely anything, but it's enough to put him a couple of tenths behind.
That is unfortunate. He was stringing together some good rounds there. And it's up to Leo to deny Boz at this stage. And it doesn't look like he's got the pace for it in any of the rounds up to this point. And has Acrose made a further mistake at the back?
Yep, another clip
Possibly,
from Acrose.
yes. Unfortunate.
So,
And Boz is extending a lead over Leo up to around about 0.2 now. Leo getting any back in this drift? No.
not really, no.
No.
It seems like it's Boz's round to lose at this point. See if they both go inside. Leo
hits
with a
the
big
wall.
clip, though. Acrose coming through. It's still not over. Leo might still be able to win the round, but Acrose more speed, tighter inside line. Does he have the speed for the finish? Just
Leo's
about.
got to go low.
Acrose
Leo
went low as
snipes
well.
him.
Leo gets it.
Oh.
Acrose into the wall first and then into the finish meant that Leo actually snipes that away despite having less speed. So Acrose, 9 points gone, 20 points the gap to Boz now. That's quite the gap. As Boz we're talking about here, then he'll only be able to catch up by 4 points a round, and so 20 points turns into 5 round wins at this point.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that Leo picking up a second place has really hampered the the chase of Boz by Acrose. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. Boz only picking up a -2, but Leo hits the outside on that dirt, and it's going to be a 2-horse race again at the top between the two Wombo boys. Acrose will be pushing like his life depends on it, trying to close that 20-point gap. But Boz with a very slight lead here. Acrose slightly more inside on the drift, but I feel like you need more speed there because you're going more uphill. And Boz does find himself about a tenth ahead. Who's going inside? Boz is going inside. Acrose doesn't risk it. Seems like he's happy to just take second places here instead of really risking and trying to close down Boz and get the victories. And Boz is going to comfortably take it home here. Both of them nearly missing the risky.
Boz actually opening up the gap by about a tenth there. 102.6 from Boz. Improves his time by 10 thousandths. And extends the gap to Acrose even further. 24 points now, and Leo on chance as we go back onto Creel.
Yeah, interesting tactics from Acrose there. It seems like the only difference between them was Acrose taking that, not taking the inside line over the grass. So Boz consistently around about 0.2 faster than Acrose on those rounds. And that is the difference, taking that inside line. So I'm not too sure why Acrose isn't going for it, because he is just allowing that gap to open up between the two of them. Maybe he's just not comfortable on it, or maybe he's just happy to take that second place plus the fastest lap point that he picked up on the spec map. Yeah, it's interesting. I'm not too sure why. I can't explain it. But yeah, Leo is into last chance, so we may be saying goodbye to him soon, and then we'll be down to the nitty-gritty of the 1v1 between the two Wombo boys.
Yeah, and I mean, this map I would say was pretty even for Boz and Acrose, but Boz's worst map for sure was the spec map, Gone. Had 2 rounds there where there was 2 big mistakes, and Acrose seemed to have more consistency. Like, Boz still had the pace, sure. I think he didn't actually get the fastest lap point. Acrose had that point as well. So potentially we might see them go evens here, and then Boz might bleed a few points when we go back to Gone. It's kind of how I'm seeing this pan out, but you never know.
Yeah.
Boz might pick himself up, dust himself off, and start setting some blistering times on Gone as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting to see, because that's what I was saying about, like, Acrose, once you get back around to that spec map, that is his strongest map. But he hasn't given himself the best position to work from by consistently sacrificing potential victories by not taking the inside line of that grass. So yeah, it's interesting, his tactics, but yeah, again we are back into Creel, and he's showing that he has the pace, keeping up with Boz nicely here. Boz going for the outside dirt line, Acrose going inside. Who's it going to favour here? Looks like it's favoured Acrose the most, although Boz has a lot more speed coming into the risky, and snipes him on the line with a 56-6.
Yep.
And
yeah,
Leo
eliminated with a 0.8. That's such a good time, but it's just, you know, Boz and Acrose are just that cut above. So here we are in the 1v1 that everyone expected us to see. Boz currently with a lead of 26 points. Acrose is going to have to win a lot of rounds if he wants to close that gap, and bozbez so far has looked pretty infallible. We're thinking maybe the next map might favour Acrose more, but right now, Boz is looking almost untouchable.
Yeah, although they're neck and neck in this this round so far. The drift prior to the reactor seemed to be a little bit shaky for Boz, allowing Acrose back into it. And as we head into the grass, there is less than a tenth between them. And
Great round so far.
Capitalize on this dirt section. Acrose again going inside. Boz going for more speed. And I think he's going to carry it all the way to the end again.
Yeah. Outside line is definitely faster. Like, if executed to perfection, i.e. you are as high as you can possibly get without touching the wall on the outside, yes, it's faster. But I think probably that inside line is obviously more consistent. Acrose will be able to drive it the same every time. And for the, you know, less experienced players, the outside line is going to definitely be the harder line. It's just Boz can execute it pretty much perfectly every time.
Yeah, it looks like there's max, you know, half a tenth difference between the two lines. It's just that's the difference in a match like this. That's the difference between, you know, Boz taking home the victory on every round so far on this map, and Acrose taking second. Although Boz with a very shaky line out of there, I think he had to release a little bit. But the lead is still around about a tenth. But Acrose with a very nice line through the grass, closing in. Has to go quite inside on the drift though. Boz is going to carry in much more speed, which I think is just going to spiral out of control with the outside dirt line as well.
Oh, here we go again.
Yep, here he comes.
Yeah, he's got it, surely. Yeah, 0.6. I mean, Acrose drove a 0.5 in round 2, but yeah, the rounds that these guys are putting in right now are absolutely unreal. Both driving a 0.6. Acrose saying I'm getting scammed. He knows that he is driving some insane times right now, but Boz is just about clipping him to the line every time with that outside line. Probably loses about 0.3 to that first checkpoint, but the difference in speed is so much that he is just able to close it out right by the finish line. Acrose could probably, I don't know if he plays HUD or not off, but he can probably see Boz like 0.3 behind. And he's like, where on earth is he coming from? Like, oh, I've just put 0.3 on him, and then at the finish line, Boz is taking the victory.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. He'll have to play the cars on instead, so we can keep an eye on Boz. But yeah, it's unfortunate for Acrose. He does find himself in opposite positions this time, finds himself around about a tenth ahead of Boz as we head into this dirt section, and this is where we really see where the difference is. Acrose coming in with the lead in this section, and Boz looking for more speed.
I think Acrose has it.
Acrose has got it this time round with a 0.4. That's what he needs to pull to beat Boz.
Acrose finally. I mean, it took him all 4 rounds.
No, it's not world record. I thought it's close to world record though. I think it's only 3:45 is the world record, so very close there.
But that's what you need to do to beat Boz. Like that is the level we're talking about. He's definitely capable of it, but yeah, that took some doing.
Yeah, and we are going to be going back into what is appearing to be, anyway, a map which favours Acrose. Although he's going to need a lot more than just a map that favours him, as he finds himself only on 9 points. So yeah, it's... I don't want to say it's a foregone conclusion at this point, but Boz has managed to really stamp out any sort of resistance from Acrose just through 3 absolutely solid rounds on Creel there. Just unbelievable pace.
Yeah, I mean, you're not watching it, but the warm-up right now, Boz is ahead and driving consistently.
Yeah.
He's ahead by, like, about a tenth. Yeah, 2 tenths at this point. So, yeah, you said it doesn't feel like a foregone conclusion. I mean, the mountain that Acrose now has to climb, it's multiple rounds in a row. I'm going to tell you what this time is from Boz, because it's pretty exceptional. 1 minute 0.6 flat.
Yeah, okay. Well, that's 3 tenths
Wait,
faster
what?
than what we thought that they could drive.
That's world record.
That's world record.
He just drove world record in warm-up. Are you kidding me? By 800.
Oh wow, Acrose has hit the wall straight away.
Oh my god. I mean, the fastest lap is a 1 minute 0.955 by Acrose. And we've just seen a 0.6 from Boz in warm-up. Well, you didn't see it. We saw it.
Boz has hit the wall though. Oh god. It's all happening. Acrose is still half a second behind, but Boz has hit the wall as well.
I mean, yeah. It's Boz's round and Boz's match to lose, ultimately. As is any match that bozbez plays in, to be fair. Like, it's always his match to lose, and he rarely, if ever, does. He has dropped a point, though. Another point dropped. Acrose, I think, got... he has the fastest lap on this map. I bet Boz wishes that he would have driven that world record in rounds, because that would have been a perfect round for him. What is it going to be from bozbez? 101.2. Oh, yeah, touch the wall. That's
slow. Slow.
Yeah, so slow.
Honestly, needs to step it up. Oh, and Acrose 1 point away from being in last chance.
Yep, so this round doesn't matter. This is just a formality. Time for Boz to drive a 0.5, question mark?
Yeah. You'd love to see it. I would love to see it. I don't know where he got that extra time from. It just looked like a regular round.
Has he been training offline again?
He's always training offline.
Always
training offline, part maps, and yeah. Nobody knows what Boz's pace ever is on it.
No.
Until he shows up and does like half a second faster than what you thought your PB and his PB were. Not my personal PB. Mine is 2 seconds behind that.
Very.
Yeah, Acrose currently. Yeah. Acrose has great speed into the wood section. Builds up a 0.1 lead.
Full insight,
though. Yeah. Nice on the dirt, and he's going to get win. With a 108. So,
which is actually faster than his fastest lap time. But still 2 tenths off what Boz has driven in the warm-up.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
Madness. Yeah.
Last chance for Acrose.
This could be it for Acrose.
How many rounds in a row? I want to say 7? No. 8 get Boz down to last chance. 9 for the win.
Yes. I think he can do it. That's just one other full rotation.
Yeah. Easy, right?
Easy.
It's not like Boz had just driven the world record on this map.
Yeah, but only a warm-up. That doesn't count. Couldn't translate it into rounds.
Yeah, it doesn't count. Yeah. Copium.
Oh, Acrose in the wall. Yeah.
Bye, Acrose.
Well,
GG's. Well,
it was a good one.
Every time Boz has played one of the top players, we've said, can they do it? The answer is still no. The answer is still bozbez is top of the pile. He's dropped another fastest lap point, but he is still, after, what's he going to be now? 13 rounds of BIPL from Season 1 all the way to the midway point in Season 3, has never finished anywhere except first. And he's not going to miss the finish and make me look like an idiot. It's a 1 minute 0.8. bozbez victorious.
Yep. To be fair to Acrose, I think that is the closest that anyone's ever got him, having 29 points left. So, a great
I mean,
game all
Epos.
round. So.
Epos.
Epos.
Epos
I
went
can't. How did that end? Can't remember now.
double last chance. Epos crashed the finish, I want to say.
I did not see that one. So, Tween, how did you find that one? Convincing victory from Boz. Is that how you thought it was going to end up?
Well, that was just impressive, I have to say. I mean, it's not like he had an absolutely perfect match, right? Like especially at the beginning, it felt like maybe Acrose is being very close to him, and yeah, I mean there definitely were some cracks, but especially in the second half of the match, that was just extremely convincing, and especially like base heavy, basically. I mean that's different from what we had in the previous rounds, where a lot of it was decided by mistakes, but here bozbez really was just I mean it had to be frustrating to play against him, and I mean that's what maybe happened even to Acrose when he was batting at the end, basically. So yeah, and as for Leo, I mean it was quite an unfortunate match for him. I believe that at the start there are many rounds where he did a very decent round, but still got third place, and third place is hurt quite a lot in this format. So yeah, I mean he fell back quite a lot to the Crows, and yeah, I mean I guess just the team spirit from the guys just really kept them ahead of him, and yeah, I mean it was also unfortunate to start the last chance on the map where uh, basically they're driving amazing times and like very close to each other. So that was how Leo went out, and yeah, I mean props to all players, and it was a great match.
I mean, Acrose was driving. Oh, here he is, the man of the moment.
Speaking of the devil.
He was driving great times, but yeah, bozbez was just that little bit ahead. Hello, Acrose. Welcome. I guess we can say congrats on your first match. That was a great performance. I mean, we saw Josh beat Wizzy last week. Were you eyeing him up going into that match, thinking he was a potential contender for first place, or did you have it all under control in round two?
I definitely was scared. I can't lie, but
understandably, given how he was last week.
I think the events just unfolded quite nicely for me. Like I think he started to wake up in the second half, especially like. I mean, I kept my fastest lap because of the first rotation rule, but like if that was still in place, like I would have lost points. But it was close. I'd say like if he wasn't crashing as much, you know, it would have been a better match. But I'm still happy with it. But I'm glad it was. I'm glad it went as well as it did. But yeah, and the bozbez match.
It seemed frustrating because you were driving. Like, if you take away Boz from that match, you drove an insane match. But he was always just a couple of hundredths ahead. Like, we could see your frustration on Creel, where you were driving like 0.7s, 0.6s, and he just throws in a 0.4. Like, how was that to like come up against?
It didn't really bother me as much in the first half because I knew I was capable. Like I know I can do the 0.4s and the 0.3s like I do in practice, but I just needed to get it together. Like it didn't really phase me at all. But what got to me was like in the second half, I just kept losing by like hundreds, and I was like, "What is this? Is so annoying." I don't know really where it slipped away. Like I do remember.
I can tell you, if you go back and watch the VOD, every round you would go into the dirt about a tenth ahead. He would go outside, you'd go full inside. You'd gain about 3/10 on him, but by the finish, he's caught up with the overspeed. Every round was the same.
Yep.
Oh damn it! That's not what I wanted to hear.
Yeah, it was a painful watch.
It's
Tween and Doc, any questions for Acrose on round 2 or 3?
I mean, for me, I just have to say props for a great play day, and yeah, I mean, other than losing to bozbez, who was honestly on fire, I mean, there's just absolutely nothing to be, nothing to scoff at, and just keep at it. I don't really have a question.
Thanks.
Yeah, so Acrose, I believe you find yourself in second now in the standings. Third,
No.
Hendo.
Wait, I'm behind
Oh.
Hendo. You what, bruv?
Hendo's in first.
Hen-
Wait,
yeah, Hendo's first right now. He's had 2 perfect rounds. So he's gone perfect today, both winning both and getting all 3 fastest laps, and a
Oh.
14-point round 1 puts him on 44. Boz with a 14, 15, 14 on 43, and then yourself 2 perfects and a second place to Boz with a fastest lap on 40. And then you've got Josh just 1 point behind you. He had a perfect match in his round 3 as well. Then there's actually nobody on 33, so
Really?
quite a gap. Yeah. Did you see Vinky's match as well? Beat Leo and Wizzy?
I did see the results. I'm not, like,
Yeah.
Da Vinci, how do you beat these goats and then you come third, bro? What are you doing? Volatile Andy.
Yeah.
Whatever,
Yeah.
dude.
So, in third, is this where you're going to be aiming for now? Are you going to try to maintain your third position, or are you going to try and look to push on to maybe get past Boz or Hendo, whoever ends up taking that first position? Or because I mean, you've got tough competition against Josh.
I would have liked to, I was aiming for the league win. You never know if bozbez just gets surprised, but now that that's out of the way, I guess second. I'll try and beat. I mean, I've already just beat Josh, and I guess I'll have to see against Hendo in week 3. But I am still pretty happy. Like, I definitely felt better. Like, I feel like I got close to Boz this time, not because he's fumbling, but I feel like I played a bit better. I don't know.
Oh yeah. No, you
I
played
think
a
your
great
pace
match,
has
honestly.
definitely got a lot faster since last season.
Maybe next season, Mr. Bozbez.
Next season's the one.
Cool for you.
Yeah, I feel like previously you had a bit of a reputation as just being sort of the most consistent player, but not necessarily the fastest. But I think, particularly over Beacon and now of this season, it looks like you are sort of reversing that trend and sort of establishing yourself as a very fast player as well.
That's the
Are
thing.
you saying that he's inconsistent now, though?
Yeah, you're now inconsistent but
Yeah.
fast. No, not at all.
It's like I had to sort of quit that playstyle because I realized, like, how am I ever gonna win if they just are faster? Like, I've got to eventually be
Yeah.
like, okay, stop saving. I've got to be faster to win games. It's going well. And also, Jordan map
I mean-
absolutely screwed me over. I don't think I did any sort of contention against bozbez pace.
Yeah,
But
so
luckily-
what was
Yeah, Boz had your number on that map for sure.
Yeah. On the second rotation, what was the thinking behind not taking the inside grass line? Because every single round you went outside, and on a few of them that was the difference between you and Boz.
I didn't like it because yesterday's practice and this warming up for today, I kept sort of, jumping down the left, hitting the barrier. It's kind of hard. Like,
Oh yeah,
It's not
it's definitely hard.
precision that's hard. It's like it's lining yourself up along the left barrier, and I kept clipping the barrier. So I just thought, I'm not gonna do it.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
not too
we
bad.
saw
Like,
Leo hit it a few times.
I mean,
Point
in
15.
any other match, you probably would have been fine there, but the fact you were against Boz just meant it made the difference in a few rounds.
I mean, he was still faster than me, to
Yeah.
be honest.
Yeah.
So whatever.
But I
It's
mean,
just-
It's the goat.
if we look ahead to next week, your first match you've got Wizzy, Nobody, and Sean. Nobody, a bit of a surprise, has definitely beaten his seed. Wizzy, not looking in the best form, but we know that his best performances usually come in the last week. And then your final match of BIPL will be against Hendo, who is currently top of the standings. Battle for Wales, as it were. You've got Jaffa and Floyd in there as well. 2 first places on the cards, or do you think you might have a challenge against Wizzy and potentially Hendo as well?
Okay, I would like to say that Wizzy is obviously better than me, but I hope he doesn't not practice for the first 2 weeks and then for some reason practice for the 3rd week. That would be like what, bruv? Obviously, huge respect to Wizzy, but Hendo is I don't know, bro. Hendo is good as well, but he hasn't been training as much as you would think, so he's probably going to put in a lot for the last week, so I guess I'm probably going to have to as well. We'll see, I don't know. Also, it's an English free lobby, that's what we like to see.
Is it? I thought.
I don't think so. I
Wizzy.
think Jaffa's English, right?
Jaffa's Scottish.
Oh, sorry, Jaffa's Scottish. Floyd's, yeah, also Scottish.
Welsh.
Yeah, you're right.
Floyd's
Welsh.
Welsh.
My
Welsh. Getting all of these wrong.
Yep.
So it's triple Welsh and 1 Scot.
Yeah.
Nice. Very nice.
All right. Tween, do you wanna wrap us up here with any closing thoughts? And I think we'll call it there.
Yeah, I mean, this was very exciting. It's my first time doing something like this, and it really just like makes me appreciate the guys, just like the racing that is happening, like from a spectator's point of view is just really impressive. And yeah, congrats to the winners. And yeah, I'm going to keep cheering for Leo, my man. And yeah, I mean, I appreciate this. I appreciate it very much. This opportunity, and have a good one.
Well, thank you so much for coming on and providing your expert insight into all the Trackmania. But it's been a fantastic evening, some amazing matches. But we will be back for the final week next week to crown our BIPL Season 3 champion. Any final thoughts from you, Doc, to close things out?
No, nothing really for me. I'm just excited to see what happens next week.
Yeah,
I'm
very excited too. Grand finale. Who's going to win? Is it going to be Hendo, currently top of the standings? Bozbez not too far behind, though, and yet to play Hendo that match. I undoubtedly think with Josh in it as well will be on stream. So if you want to catch that, we will be back once again this time next week, 7 p.m. on Thursday, and we will crown our BIPL Season 3 champion. We will see you then. Thank you very much for joining us tonight, and have a very good night. See you soon.
See you later.